Politico has uncovered some very disturbing text exchanges from young Republicans. None of this is surprising to me. And if white people are really, really honest, especially white people that live in Republican states, none of this would surprise you. None of it would surprise you at all. This has been incubating. This has been cultivated by hate academy Christian schools. This has been cultivated in megachurches. This is cultivated even in all white public schools. This type of incubation has been here the whole time, and now they feel liberated. They don't feel shame. And we need to bring back cancel culture as it pertains to racism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, sexism, etc. Put up the headline, Kylie. I love Hitler. Leaked messages exposed young Republicans' racist chant. Pumps.
Here's the thing. I'm not surprised at all by this. And when you hear these Republicans on Fox News or in the right-wing manosphere talk about DEI, it is not about putting people in positions. It is about racism. And when you hear about Bad Bunny, we're going to have our own Super Bowl. It is racism. These fuckers honored Charlie Kirk, who was an unrepentant racist. They all like this. They've been telling us who they are. Trump has been telling us who he is from jump. Fucking Pete Hegseth has white supremacy tattoos. Now they're liberated and empowered.
Yeah. And I also want to call out parents. I want to call out parents because there is a culture in white America that incubates this. And Pete Hegseth was incubated in this, and others were incubated in this. Pumps, you may remember a school in Oklahoma City where the white boys basketball team barked at a visiting Black female basketball team. The parents, nobody thought it was a big deal.
I thought it was
funny. They just brushed it aside. And this is something that is happening in families, in schools, etc. And racism has to be called out. And white allyship is so incredible here. And it is really sad that Pumps and I are so novel, that we are darlings of the Democratic Party because we have Southern accents and blonde hair and are of a certain socioeconomic background. And we go hard for marginalized people. And we need to build alliances and stand up the way they stood up in the 1960s against segregation, because this is a 911. It's all fun and games, you little racists, until then the knives are turned at you. But let's put up the next screen grab. Here we have everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber. Great. I love Hitler. It was raped. He also hates the Jews. They love the watermelon people. And it goes on and on and on. The N-word, this is a caution that I want to tell Jewish people that are flirting with MAGA right now. Nobody is more anti-Semitic than evangelical Christians. And you can see it here, the gas chambers, all of this stuff. So be careful as you all think Trump is your savior. Be careful. I grew up in these white waspy communities, and they are the most anti-Semitic people I have ever met or dealt with in my entire life.
Well, what's also super important is this is generational. Like, you have parents that think this is okay. And then they think it's okay enough to text it with their bros. I mean, there was a fraternity at the University of Oklahoma a few years ago that got kicked off campus because they were singing racial chants about lynching people. We just saw that lynching or unexplained death of that student. Like, this is still happening, people. And evangelical Christians and the KKK, it's just a generational difference.
All right, here's an excerpt from the article. William Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used the words NIGGA and NIGGUH, variations of a racial slur, more than a dozen times in the chat. Bobby Walker, the vice chair of the New York State Young Republicans, at the same time referred to rape as epic, Peter Guinta, who at the time was chair of the same organization, wrote in a message sent in June that everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber. And then moving along, here's just a casual day being a young Republican in a group chat. Everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber, and everyone that endorsed but then votes for us is going to the gas chamber. When did we start the bullying, dude? We have a solid 3 people who can have them want to jump. If they vote for us, why would they be gassed? When do we bring that side out? It continues. I'm going to create some of the greatest physiological torture methods known to man. We only want true believers. Can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic. I'm ready to watch people burn now. We got to pretend that we like them. Hey, come on in, take a nice shower and relax. Boom, they're dead. You guys, this is the Republican Party. This is when you hear polite Republicans say, yeah, Trump's kind of tacky. I don't like his post, but he says what everybody's thinking. This is what they're talking about. And so to the Jewish Americans that think that you're finding refuge in the MAGA movement, they are just filling a vacuum that Democrats have left open by not advocating for everybody. This is rabid anti-Semitism, rabid homophobia, rabid racism. And as 2 women that lived in a red state, raised in white culture, this surprises me zero. My sons have gone over to friends' houses whose kids went to a private hate academy Christian school. The N-word is used among these boys with reckless abandon. My sons came home horrified, thought it was just despicable, and it's unavoidable. In all white circles like this, the internet is incubating this. The mega churches are incubating this. The parents do not draw boundaries about it. In my house, racism is a full stop no. It is just a no. I will not let people enter over my threshold if they are racist. And that's just the way it is. These people need to be canceled. This is the part of cancel culture that needs to come back. The Nick Fuenteses, the Donald Trumps, the JD Vance, who has a brown wife, to not speak out against this. This is the underpinning of all of this fascism. All this gives oxygen to all of these white people.
I completely agree. And not only do the parents not draw a boundary, they would say the same thing. So they don't even find it offensive. But what's interesting to me about this is they say, we'll be friendly to them. We'll invite them in, like Trump did with the Latinos for Trump and the blacks for Trump. Invite them in and then just cut them, because these are like sociopaths.
Well, Pumps, that's what the Nazis did. They said, come in and take a shower, and then they gassed them. Women, babies, innocent civilians. Sorry, guys, the sounds of New York in the background. But I want to say, when I see Democrats fighting and standing up, I want to platform it as much as I can. And big props to Governor Kathy Hochul of New York, where I am right now. Watch this amazing clip of somebody who has moral clarity and is completely speaking out on behalf of all Americans, no matter what your gender is, no matter what your sexual orientation is, no matter what the color of your skin is. This is abhorrent. Listen to Kathy.
Politico reported on a group chat of a bunch of young Republicans. I'm wondering your thoughts on that, and does this reflect, is it just some bad apples in this chat, or do you think that there's a toxicity around the entire party?
Some bad apples. These are the future of the Republican Party. This was so vile. It is hard to find the words to put into context that these are people who are part of a political party, one of 2 major political parties, and they believe in gas chambers and rape and discrimination based on the color of people's skins. These are racist, sexist, disgusting remarks. And I would say this: we have a leader from the Republican Party in this state, the highest ranking individual, who in the backdrop of all this calls our candidate for mayor, one of our candidates for mayor, a jihadist and a terrorist, and then somehow says, oh, what they said, these young Republicans, was wrong. Like, look at what you say yourself. Look at your inflammatory words. And maybe they have an effect on these young people, many of whom you support and have supported you. And you ought to just do a little re-examination of how far this has gone, where this is normalized enough that thousands of texts are uncovered. This is not one person saying they love Hitler. This is a whole lot of people saying things that are so disgusting and so abhorrent that everybody from the president on down should condemn them. And there's got to be consequences. Kick them out of the party. Take away their official roles. Stop using them as campaign advisors. There needs to be consequences. This bullshit has to stop.
Governor, are you going to be closing a public event?
Lover, that is exactly the way, that is the exact response. That's what leaders do. But in the interim, in the United States of America, listener, especially those of you that are white like Pumps and me, that have racist relatives, racist friends, cancel them. Tell them racism will not enter your orbit. We can make micro changes, and we have to, because when the Republicans and MAGA talk about a big tent, this is their tent. Mm-hmm. The Proud Boys, the KKK, the anti-Semites. It is every form of racist, homophobe, sexist that they can get their hands on. But in the interim, be the best ally you can be and stand up for everybody. And if you're a big Christian, you should be leading the way. And why Pumps and I, the atheists, are bigger Christians than all of you combined leaves a big question mark about white evangelical Christianity and the racism that breathes in it. You should stand up for marginalized people. You should value human beings over profit. And this country is going to go to the shitter. And it's all fun and games for you guys being racist pricks until the knives are turned at you. And rest assured, MAGA will turn their knives at you too. Nobody is safe with this. This is abhorrent. These people need to be canceled. The Democrats need to rise up. Good on you, Kathy Hochul. Make sure you buy her book. It's a great way to support Pumps and Me. She has a great personal story of being raised in the middle of this, and change is possible. And her personal story in this book is incredible. So the link is right below in the show notes. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We like to see our subs go up, and we'll be back later with more news.